Greetings, everyone. My name is Lorraine Funderburg. I am an entertainment and business attorney and also a holistic wellness practitioner. And it is my absolute honor and pleasure to be here with the infamous Queen Afua. So I'm sure you guys already know who she is, but just in case some of you have been living under a rock for the last 30, 40 years, I'm going to go ahead and give you a brief introduction. She is a holistic wellness coach, an author, a speaker, a sister with superpowers, the epitome of sisters with superpowers. That's why I wanted to have this conversation with you for sure. A healer, like a real life healer. I want you guys to know and understand this because there is a lot of stuff that happens and goes on in the community where people may think that healing is not actually happening when we are saying that it is. There has been lots of misconceptions and things, and I can tell you that I'm somebody who personally went through the Sacred Woman Rites of Passage program with my Queen Mother, Queen Afua, and my life was forever transformed. I worked through healing myself through high blood pressure, my mother wound, so many more things. Honestly, built a community of like-minded women in the process who have also enriched and helped me grow and develop into the woman that you see today. I have been inspired to even leave my career because I'm like, people need this work. People need this. And you guys just need to understand that it is possible to heal yourself. So I am deeply honored and appreciative to share this space with you today.
Thank
Um,
you, beloved. Thank you. You're your genius self.
Absolutely. And so normally when we do these, we do a panel. We have like 5 or 6 guests, but I was like, oh no,
Hmm.
Queen needs the stage to herself. Like she does not need to share with anyone because people need to know and understand and hear what you have to say about this healing journey and how we can heal ourselves. So, like I
Thank
said again,
you.
thank you. Give thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can
Hmm.
you tell us a little bit about like what inspired you to become interested in the entire process of self-healing?
Hmm. Well, I started as a teenager. I was 16, 17 years of age, 1969.
Mm,
That was a revolution. And holistic health came in America and it started to move globally. Black nationalism came in, the Panther Party came in. Began to really study and research our culture, our way to dance and drumming, and what we wear and how we think and what we eat. And so much came in the 60s, a lot of resurrection and rebirthing, and then a lot of death. Many of our leaders were taken from us. So that was a very, very revolutionary time. And there was a song that I heard that stayed with me from then to now. And Creator has a master plan. So that was by Farrah Sanders. And that plan, I realized as years went on that I was walking the plan, one of them. You're walking the plan. So that was my start. I was very sick. I had asthma, allergies, PMS, headaches, arthritis, had a number of issues, and I was a teenager. But then
mm,
I also realized my fast food lifestyle, my fast food diet was contributing to all of that. And the social injustice that has, just wiped our community, hurt our community. So that was my beginning as a teenager. And then from there, it took me two 21-day detox walks to clean out my system, to start plant-based lifestyle, to take healing baths and prayers and affirmations and yoga, all of that yoga practice. And then I've been walking this path ever since. And it took me 2 months to get rid of the asthma, the allergies, the PMS, the headaches, the arthritis. 2 months, 42 days of constant cleansing and rejuvenation. I got my life back. And
mhm.
from that point on, I had to just let everybody know there's a way out of our sickness, there's a way to wellness.
Absolutely. And so that's what I love the most about the transformation. I remember being on a journey of sorts where I was looking for something. and it was like everything seemed fine in my life. Bills were being paid, my kids were happy. I felt good generally, like across the board,
Mhm.
but it was this sense of like something was missing, and then I went on a hunt. And your book, Sacred Woman, was something that I had purchased probably 3 times over the course of like 15 years, and started it
Wow.
and was
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna read it, and I'm like, okay, this is not just a book. This is not a book. So any of you who have ever heard of Sacred Woman, read it, seen it, it's not a book. It is a journey, a very serious one. And I knew every time I picked the book up, I'm like, oh, I can't, I wasn't ready for the journey, but it was something that I always kept very near and dear to me, because at some point I knew that I was going to be ready to make that transformation. So what I would ask you is too, because you've transformed the lives of so many women across the globe, which is enormous. That's why I was like, oh no, this is the sister with superpower as far as I'm concerned. So, how is it that you knew that after healing yourself that you could then bring that work to the masses and help them to then heal themselves as well?
Well, I didn't start in knowing that I was going to have an impact. The only thing that I knew is that I got well. And because I do love my people, I have a love for my people. And my father was a Garveyite, which is basically a freedom fighter for African people. And being that mindset of being raised to think of your own people, it was a pretty automatic. So as I healed myself, I looked at my mother. My mother needed this. My best friends needed this. My neighbors. I saw people limping in pain, stress, hurting. And I knew that if I could be healed, as sick as I was, then anyone can be healed if they was able to make the change, make the shift into a natural way of living. So then I started to study. I became certified as a colon therapist and a holistic practitioner, a yoga teacher, a polarity practitioner. And then I was anointed by a master herbalist, Dr. Johnny Moore. And with that healing, I started to teach through workshops, classes, seminars, and consultations how to live a natural lifestyle. And that's what I did. So it just started to morph. And then I love people, I love us. So I talk about healing every day. It's my life. I wake up to my own personal, I go close my day with it, and I share through.
I'm someone who has been personally transformed from your work, like hands down. But I know you work with all of the people, which I appreciate, because I'm like, I'm somebody who's been affected. Then we have people who are like A-list celebrities who
Mhm.
have worked with you and been affected. But yeah, just if you could let us know some of the people who you've worked with and have
Mhm.
transformed their lives.
Okay. Well, Stevie Wonder, back in the day, he came to my home in Brooklyn and did a tremendous amount of healing work. And Erica Badu, everybody knows, it's been 20 some years we've been together. It's been really beautiful. And Laura London, I think I was sent here at this time to support her for these last 2 years. What happened with Nipsey Hussle, he loved this work through her. That's what it was because it was about family healing. Jada Pickett, um, um, had an opportunity to be with her and her family. And, this is quite a few different, Ayana Van Signs, way back in the day. And we just did something just recently where she was detoxing through spiritual practice and I was detoxing through the physical body. So we came together and we did some work. And it's just a number of people throughout over the years.
No, it's amazing. I think one of the best things about you, for me personally, is that everyone can get these healing hands,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I work with the A-list celebrities, but I also work with the people who may have been left behind or
Yeah.
other people aren't checking for. And you are
Yeah.
so invested in your work that you are there, hands on with everybody to make sure that they are moving along in the process. So
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that. So, what are some of the like healing practices, I guess, that you
Mm-hmm.
um, teach other people to do so that they can heal themselves?
It comes into actually it's 5 bodies of work. The most people know me for is heal thyself. That's been with me for the last 50 years because that's the practice.
Hmm.
So I've been giving 21-day detox programs for many years. And people, no matter what their issues are, whether it be diabetes, high blood pressure, I have a program, it's the 21 day. Now, this particular season, I have some guests coming in that have not been there before. Reverend Michael Beckwood will be a part of the detox. He's going to do a small presentation, keynote to charge everyone metaphysically. Erica Badu is coming. She's going to give her 15 minutes charge of working with energy healing. Koya Webb, who is a master yogini and meditation practitioner. Queen Esther, who's a metaphysician, my right hand home sister. Supernova Islam, Hip Hop Medicine Man. So there's just these are all those in my circle who believe in this work and is going to charge everyone up for this spring 21-day equinox detox. So I'm really happy about that. So that's been going on for a long time. Another body of work is Sacred Woman. And Sacred Woman is about a rites of passage for women and for Black women, those who have been stolen and who are reclaiming their power, reclaiming their majesty, and reclaiming that inner healer, which is all what we call African, what we call holistic healing, which is supposed to be New Age. It's actually from antiquity, it's our culture. So
Yes.
in my research of channeling and writing Sacred Woman, when I started to study, where did aromatherapy come from? That's our culture. Polarity therapy, our culture. Yoga, meditation practice, that seven chakras, it's our African culture. Color therapy, hydrotherapy, all the various forms of what we consider holistic in this age is antiquity. It's our culture, it's our bloodline. And so giving that to the women, they are so empowered. And inside of that work, there's two things that super happens. One, that they begin to become that healer, using their grandmother as an inspiration. Our great grandmother was always one healer in every home, and then teaching them how to make their home a wellness center. So now, who is the healer? We are. Who are we healing? Our families, ourselves. And where we've done this healing practice? In our homes, in our kitchen lab, in our hydrotherapy in our bathroom, in our living room, in our bedroom. Each room is dedicated to different forms of healing to reawaken us into our power and to our natural power. So I love the superpowers that you're bringing as sisters to bring to the community. So I'm glad I'm in your circle, which is our circle. Yes?
Absolutely.
And so and the other one is Wound Care Love.
Mm.
And Wound Care Love is about wound wellness and wound healing. And the New York City Health Department honored me in 1987 for my work in womb holistic work and natural healing to prevent women from having hysterectomies unnecessarily, or those who suffer from fibroid tumors, teaching them what to do naturally, or women suffering from infertility, or toxic, dramatic relationships, traumatizing relationships that's trapped in their womb centers. So I've been able to help women through the years, and it's now crystallized. Me and my daughter partnered with this, Therese Rashida, the Wound Care Love. And that's the latest work. And then I'm a yogini, boom yoga dance. So all that together brings me into opening up a retreat center. I'm opening, yes, in your town, in Atlanta. I'm packing up right now. So I'm going through all of this, right?
In
Because
our town, because this is where Rolling Out is too. So let the people know that you will have the retreat center here.
yes, in Atlanta. And
Yes.
and I feel like Atlanta's like going to Africa. All my people are there.
I've always felt that I listen, when I tell you I've been telling people I know that are close to me, I'm like, oh, I got an auntie who's moving to Atlanta. It's over. Like my
And
queen.
listen, but you are my legal representative. You're my lawyer. Do you know how happy I'm about you and happy I'm about you about to save my life?
You have been saving my life before I even became your attorney. So I'm like I said, it's quid pro quo legal term, but I am very happy to give back because I wouldn't be where I was today. I wouldn't have the relationships that I have today. And I wouldn't have the community, more importantly. I was in a place where I wouldn't say I was broken, but I felt alone. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm,
didn't have a sisterhood for real,
mm,
for real. And like in going through that rites of passage, I now feel so deeply connected to women on a
Mm,
level that I never thought was even possible. Like we
mm,
grew up like looking at other women as our competition, and it was very
mm,
catty, and it was
mm,
like, oh no, you can't sit with us.
yeah,
And like to be now in a community where everybody is they're superstars in their own right,
yes,
and it's like, oh, I can get something from you, give something to you, and
mm, mm,
everything is beautiful, and there's
mm,
no animosity, there's no like, well, what are you doing to get this from me? And like
mm,
it's real community. So I
yeah,
am super super grateful to you that that was something that you were able to bring back to Black women, because
yeah,
it was the wild wild west for a very very long time. So
I know. But that we have to overcome because that's the Willie Lynch, that's the
mhm,
crabs in the barrel. So that's they when we were stolen off of our land, our culture, how do we live? You know, family was broken, but now we're mending. And the beauty. I love that you said that because that is what Sacrum is based on a sisterhood. The original sister was As, the great mother, and Nebuchadnezzar, her sister of the spirit. We are following that paradigm. And we are true sisters, and we help each other. We support each other. And if you're jealous, then you have to just know that don't be jealous because your blessings are there. And we help each other to bring our blessings to the surface. So this is a beautiful thing. We help each one teach one, each one share. Don't be afraid of your sister's success because if she's successful, that's going to make you successful because we're going to pull you up so everyone gets blessed as a result. Yeah,
absolutely. And you, Queen Afua and Queen Esther, show that ass never head
yeah,
relationship
mm-hmm.
so wonderfully. It's like so amazing to watch, because it's like, oh, for everything that you are, she's not, but then the opposite, right? For everything that she
Mm-hmm.
is. And you guys
Yes.
definitely work. I love seeing you both like on stage together. It's just like amazing to see for sure. But what I wanted to talk to you more about, more than anything, is your womb wellness. I know you said Womb Care Love was something that you put together with Cherise. And more importantly, because that has become a thing for real in the Black community, that, Black women are having issues having babies. We're having issues as far as our periods and stuff are concerned. Lots of people are not even trying to have those conversations. We're kind of
Mm-hmm.
suffering silently, thinking, oh,
Yes.
we're supposed to bleed for 10, 15 days out of a month. And that's not the case. And so I would just really love for you to share a lot more about that work,
Yes.
because we are
Yes.
definitely celebrating women, their strength, all of the things. And like the
Mm-hmm.
womb wellness is huge.
It because we all have a womb. Even if a woman had a hysterectomy, she still has a sacred womb space. And her womb is connected to her heart. So I say the womb of the heart, for what we feel, we birth, we create. I say the womb of the mind, for what we think, we birth, we create. And that connects to the condition of our physical womb. So as we bring those three centers into oneness, into alignment, we begin to blossom and we birth ourselves out of the pain, out of the suffering. I got a call this morning I was doing a consultation, just want to give you an example. She says I bleed 14 days every month. And then I spot a little bit before I get my full menstrual flow. I'm in chronic pain. I've had blood transfusions. I had 2 blood transfusions, someone else's blood. That's dangerous. It's not just you're getting blood, but you're also getting consciousness. So sometimes your reaction is not even your own. It's this foreign blood that's been put into your system because you don't know how to build up your blood and you're losing blood. So
Mhm.
what they noticed is, and she came because she said, my girlfriends are starting to heal around me. And their menstrual was at 7 days, 10 days, and so on. And now it's 3 and 4 days with no more pain, no more PMS pain. It's not necessary. No more inflammation and womb struggle and heavy bleeding. And their fibroid tumors, as a result, is also shrinking.
Mm.
So that's Womb Works. Womb Works is about empowering women, giving them holistic knowledge on how to protect their wombs, take care of their wombs, which is their whole womanness. And with that, they are feeling so radiant and vibrant. They reverse the aging process. They have eternal youth and vitality. You know, so when you heal the womb, you heal everything. And the womb gives a story. The womb has a conversation. So if
Hmm.
you've been in a lot of pain, it shows up in your womb life. It shows up in your intimate relationships. So you also get a chance to heal those toxic relationships, starting with healing yourself.
Yes, that's so beautiful. And I'm like, oh, we know just from looking at you because you are the epitome of vitality. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Queen Afua move. She moved. I've been working on yoga for about 3 months. Like, I can't even do what she does. And so she is definitely about that life. So, as far as this work is concerned, and I will say, like, even before I entered into it, it it was a calling, and it was you, honestly, that made me feel comfortable coming into this space. So one of the things that I think happens a lot of times in the Black community is, like, there are people who are conscious, they grew up, they came from a place where that's all they knew. Their parents were into, spirituality, consciousness, all of the things. And then there were people like me, right, where I didn't come from that at all. And, I was like seeking things. So one of the questions that I have for you is, how do you navigate through, I guess because I know you were saying all the things that, like, you were learning over time is like, okay, yoga, essential oils, aromatherapy, all the things, African traditional lifestyle, right?
Yes,
Even
yes,
though it's all been, and we know at this point, like, all these people have been misappropriating our stuffs and
yes,
packaging it and throwing back at us with
you
hello.
know.
Right. But, like, how empowered were you, I guess, in the moment that you understood and knew that, like, oh, all of these things actually belong to us? And then how were you able to then share that with your audience in a way that felt, very authentic?
Well, the healing is, in order to really give healing, you have to go through your own personal transformation. So because I came up in the time of the 60s when we were connecting with culture, with African culture and spirituality, I was in a dance company. Me and Queen Esther was the same dance company, Olatunji, Drums of Passion, right? We were dance partners. So, and you learn some language and the garments and the royalty of our culture. So that was something that had been going on. I was all through the 60s in natural hair and organic lifestyle. So it's easy for me to say what I am living.
Mm,
I'm convicted because I know how learning about holistic healing and seeing that it's a link to our culture, I
mm,
can speak with power. And then I got an affirmation. That
mm,
affirmation it came from the Nile Valley of Kemet, the beginning of civilization. This affirmation gave me the supernatural power to be able to really say healing is our birthright, healing is our culture, and the women are the primary healers of the home. Point blank. It's upside down. Okay, right now it's upside down. Men are telling us how to heal our wombs, but we have to know how to heal ourselves.
mhm,
Okay, and so taking this lifestyle on, living this lifestyle, this is the affirmation. We are the women who lighten the darkness. We have come to lighten the darkness. It is lightened. We have overcome the destroyers. We are there for those who weep, who hide their faces, who sunk down. They looked upon us then. We are the women. We are the healers. We are the women. We are the healers. That right there was so, I'm saying was because I just went, you know what happened this moment? I went back, I'm still in LA, but when Nipsey Hussle made his transition, they asked me to speak at right in front of his store. There was hundreds and hundreds of people there from all different tribes. And I started to say that same affirmation.
mm,
There was the African American sisters, there was the Muslim sisters over this way, there was the Black national sisters over there was the homegirls over here, there was the Mexicanos over there. And when I said that, all the women related to the first mother. And we were all saying, we are the women. We are the healers of our family and of our home. There's no ego to it. It's in the motherland to this day. They say the land is the feminine principle. The land is the mother. The
mm.
mother is in charge of the land, which is the food and the nourishment. So we're just living ourselves, living our culture, and it's authentic because it has saved my life.
Mm.
It's very real to me. Even if I didn't make a living doing this, I would do it anyway.
Mm.
because I know this is going to liberate us. When you can save your breasts and heal yourself, when you can heal your heart and not have another heart attack, when you can prevent that stroke that's raising up because you keep getting quick to anger, when you can restore your womb yourself with plants and herbs and foods and juices and oils and meditation, when you can heal your life, then you have power to get through any and everything. So this is liberation through purification moment, that as we continue to heal, we will break every cycle. So this is my freedom fighting work. That's what it is. That's what you're picking up.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so one of the things I just can't stress enough is the womb wellness. Is
Yes.
there are so many women, especially nowadays, Black women who are
Okay.
dying in childbirth. They're having kids who are dying within the first year. I think I read an article very recently where the infant Black mortality rate
45%.
went up astronomically.
Yes.
And like where women are forced into I'm one of them personally, like forced into an ectopic, getting chemotherapy because they scared me into, oh no, you're gonna die if we don't do this today, even with the cesarean sections, like all of the things. And so many of us are just miseducated and don't empower ourselves, I guess, to have the knowledge and the expertise to say, hey, like I am in control of my body and my womb. And this womb is not just for me. This womb is for the generations to come because it's not even just about me. So, as far as that work is concerned, because I think that is amazing. Amazing.
Thank you so much for this platform and this opportunity to share because you got me so fired up. I think when the book was written, Sacred Woman, 23 years ago, 45% of Black women have fibroid tumors. 2023, 90% of Black women have fibroid tumors. Fibroid tumors can lead to a hysterectomy, all of which is unnecessary. It's all about a lifestyle change and shift. So I do teach. I have a retreat coming up in Atlanta, 3-day intensive, 21 hours. By the time you come out of there, I'll be giving you tonics, your juices, your foods, your herbs, your movements, your prayers, affirmations. You will be empowered to know exactly how to heal yourself and transform your life. So we can change this whole story that we don't know how to take care of ourselves. We do, but we just need the information. And it's important that the mothers learn this so they can teach their daughters. It's important that the daughters learn it so they can help their mothers overcome some of the trauma that they went through. And all the other part of it is when you start to take this journey, we'll start to say, my mother's story is my story. Wait a minute. But if you don't know your mother's trauma, maybe she never even spoke to you about it, then you don't understand how come you're repeating the cycle. So we get a chance to shift on a DNA level. Whatever my mother's going through, we don't have to suffer once we know, and then we can deliver our mothers out of the pain and the sorrow. And then we just keep building through generations to generation.
I'm so happy you said that because I really realized that with even the relationship with my mom, a lot of the issues that I was having with my womb center, even with
Yes.
pregnancies, all the things, like when I started being vocal with her, it was like verbatim. She had those same exact experiences when she was
See?
child with me, and I
Right.
was
Yeah.
like, what is this? Like, oh, and it took me to go through the rites of passage program to even feel comfortable and open enough with my mother to have those conversations so that
Yes.
I could then use them to be like, okay, I'm seeing patterns and things like that. So I think that is the work. That is the beauty of it. Absolutely, for sure. And then I had a little surprise for you because you do the womb work all day, all day, all day. And so one of your students, your proteges, is actually here with me who has had womb issues for a long time and was not able to be with child
Okay.
for over how many years? Come talk to the people. Maybe a decade.
Wow.
And she has been a faithful faithful student of yours. And I just wanted her to come here and tell a little bit of her
Woo!
story. How are you?
I'm in love.
Yes. I have one more surprise for you.
Oh, okay.
Show her the surprise.
Yes.
This organic baby is coming into the world to save the world.
Yes. We're having a baby. Indeed.
Wow.
So good to see you.
Wow. All the work you did
Your
for
work.
This is your work.
That's my organic baby.
Yes, indeed.
I'm a spiritual grandmother.
Yes,
All righty.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So happy
So
for
it
you and
feels
your husband.
beautiful. It feels
Oh, and you know how to live. You did that.
yes.
Eating well and helping others.
Yes.
Thank you for the work you did for the 21-day detox.
Oh,
You laid the foundation. You brought it all the way to life into this generation. I'm giving that all to you.
And I receive it. Can I
Thank
tell you
you.
one thing?
What's that, darling?
In 2017, I came to New York for orientation, and
Yeah.
I said to you, I'm having womb issues, and I really want to have a baby. And you looked at me and you said, and you'll have that baby. Just stick to the work. And here we are, 6 years later.
From here to Africa.
From here to Africa, right? From here to Africa.
I've been hearing all about this Egypt trip the
Yes.
whole time.
We had a whole conversation. Yes, yes, indeed. So thank you for allowing me to share space. Love you. I love you.
Love
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your broadcast. Peace.
Now that's a shock. You trying to
I wanted to share that with you. I was like, oh.
I'm trying to get up off the floor. Okay, I'm trying to get up off the floor. Thank you. Wow.
I needed you to know, and for the people to know, because I'm like,
Wow.
everyone is not they're not always believers, but I'm like, you
made your point. Okay, you get a big star in your first eye. You made your point. Point well taken. Wow. And wow. Okay, I'm in shock. It's gonna take me a few days.
so amazing. That's why we are so grateful to you. I'm telling you, you are out here literally transforming lives. We did an ultrasound yesterday. We heard the heartbeat.
Yes, that's our baby. That's our village baby.
In there, absolutely.
Yes. Oh, and I know she's taking her green juices and she's doing her exercise.
Absolutely.
She's doing her breathe. She knows. Listen, Joella knows how to live. She knows exactly
how to live. I'm like, until you get to Atlanta, Shayola is my queen Afua.
I love it. And when I get there, she's gonna still be your queen Afua.
Well, she's gonna be back in Richmond. So look, I'm swapping her out. No, I'm just
talk to her husband.
Oh my God. I just wanted to
what
share
a celebration.
I'm telling you, you are amazing. You are.
Well, I'm not going to take all that. It's the Most High. You know, it's called impeccable listening. You know, I fell on the floor enough times in life. I bumped my head, busted my back, did a lot of things because I wasn't listening deeply, directly from the Most High. Now I know how to do it, and I teach others. When you get that instinct and that gut feeling, and it comes to you, follow it. That's the Most High talking. You know the song "Mary, Mary" from the God in You. Yes. That's like my theme for impeccable listening, because it's the Most High within us in all our spiritual paths. If we would but listen, pay close attention, then we would let go of what is harming us and embracing what is healing us, and we will get through. So, did you give it to me? I'm gonna give it to the Most High. Give it up to the Most High for giving us a way to get out of this.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that. I'm like, I wanted to wrap it up, but I needed to say this because when you said that, honestly, I didn't have a relationship with the Most High prior to going through your Rites of Passage program. I think it was like getting more into the feminine energy, being able to recognize the Most High as the creator, creatress, the masculine and feminine energy. It took me seeing the feminine energy and not believing what has been thrown at us as far as like the patriarchal system, God is man, father, all of the things, for me to recognize the Most High in myself. That
right there.
that
You're not looking for God in the sky,
Yes.
because the Most High is indwelling, and no matter what question we have about life or the relationships or a contract or moving forward, if we check in,
Mm-hmm.
go within in your prayers, your meditation, it's all going to be revealed to us. And you get good at it. It's a spiritual skill. The more you check in, the more you hear, the more you're guided. Whoa, what a
Absolutely.
blessing. Thank
Oh my goodness. I'm so grateful to you. I am so happy we were able to do this. This
Yes,
is
me too.
amazing. We
Thank
love that
you.
you came to share your story with
Thank
us. We hope
you.
to continue to build a relationship with you so that you can to continue to get this word out to our community, because at Rolling Out, we are definitely about health and
Mm,
wellness and uplifting the Black community. And you
yes,
are the epitome of all of those things. So we are just super appreciative of
thank
you
you.
lending your time and energy, all of the things. So give thanks, Queen.
Yeah. And this is our springtime. So I'm just inviting everyone to, check me out, www.queenafua.com, and go ahead and register for your Sacred Woman Walk and take that rites of passage and heal your life. Or
Absolutely. So
depending on
we
where you're
will drop.
coming from.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We'll drop the link also for the
Okay.
detox when all of this is around, so people can sign up. When do you
Thank you,
start?
love.
When do you start?
Well, the 21 day starts on the 30th,
Okay,
right? It's
perfect.
four weeks. And then, of course, Sacred Women starts next Friday.
Ooh,
Yes. And they can do it virtual or they can do something else. I'm so happy you're my lawyer. Honey, you were made for me,
yes.
exactly what I needed, the personality and
Let
everything.
me tell you, that's how I felt when I first saw you on screen. I was like, I've heard of her for a long time, but now that I've seen her, I'm like, oh, this is my person,
Yeah,
right?
I am yours. Okay, got it. We're gonna help. This is the beauty of the sisterhood,
Yes.
right? We all have gifts, and when we share our gifts, we just elevate. So it's a blessing. Thank you so much. To all the sisterhood in your circle, our circle, I give thanks and praise. And to our new baby coming into the world, yay!
Let them know there is no hood like the sacred sisterhood. And
Woo! You done did that? That's a t-shirt, baby. All
I'm
right,
gonna
I
get a
love that.
t-shirt. I'm
There's
gonna get a
no hood
t-shirt. Look,
like
and
the
we're gonna
sacred.
trademark it.
I'm through with you. I can't take it. I love it. Okay.
Give thanks, Queen. I love you so much. I appreciate you
Oh,
for
and
being here.
thank you. Thank you, team. Thanks,
Absolutely.
give
Absolutely.
praise. Be well.
You too.